Rewind. Shameless.
United in the Europa League. Europa League. Me tell them one time and we say Europa League.
Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. What a game of football. The Europa League playoff first leg has just finished at the Camp Nou. And again, as I said, what a game of football, certainly. And I think I come out of this game this evening just really proud. Honestly, just really proud of this Manchester United side. And it speaks so much to how far we've come that we're at the Camp Nou. We're facing top of La Liga. We're facing a side that I think they've been beaten once this season. They've conceded goals in single digits. And we're coming out of this game going, should have easily won that. Easily, comfortably won it. And we could have scored 4 or 5 goals. Legitimately, I think we absolutely, at points in that game, dominated. And I think we have to hold our heads up really high. And you know what? I think the pressure's actually on us a little bit now heading into this second leg, because I think suddenly we've become the favourites. Barcelona would be sitting in that dressing room, and I think Xavi will be sitting in that dressing room absolutely shell-shocked, going, I did not see that coming. I knew United were good, but I didn't realise they were that good. And bear in mind, that wasn't even Manchester United's strongest side this evening. You've got Eriksen missing through injury. You've got Anthony missing through injury. You've got Anthony Martial missing through injury. Adding that, Lisandro Martinez suspended. Marcel Sabitzer suspended. 5 first-team players were missing tonight, and we're playing top of the league in La Liga, and we could have had 4 or 5. To be honest, Barca were lucky to get the 2 they got. Both goals they had were really sloppy and defensively poor from Manchester United. The first goal from Marcos Alonso, it's a corner, and we don't deal with it. Fred wasn't even competing for the ball. It's a header. Maybe even De Gea should have done better from it. But by that point, bear in mind, we should have been like 2-0 up. Wout Weghorst in the first half, he played as a 10 in that game. Erik ten Hag seemingly was very happy with what he had seen and what he saw towards the end of the game against Ellen Road at the weekend against Leeds United. And he kept pretty much the same thing. Weghorst in the 10. It was Sancho on the left, Bruno on the right, and Rashford through the middle. And it worked. Absolutely, it worked. It carves right through Barcelona at times. And I think Wout Weghorst, it's interesting because I see a lot of criticism about him. I thought he was brilliant in the 10 this evening. Does he offer you what Bruno Fernandes does? No. But he played there because he can press. He played there because he can put... he was physical. And Barcelona really couldn't handle the physicality this evening from Manchester United. We had big players that were willing to put a tackling, big players that were willing to be physical, with a Barcelona side that felt a bit toothless, to be honest, in the middle of midfield. And particularly when they were pressed high up, they did not like it. And I thought we started the game well, and I thought, again, we looked really sharp, and Jadon Sancho came close. Wout Weghorst had a one-on-one, which at this level of football, in these kind of games, European games, big European nights at the Camp Nou, you have to score. You just can't miss a one-on-one like that. But at the same time, Ter Stegen, in the first half in particular, I think he'll be disappointed with Rashford's goal. But Ter Stegen in the first half I thought was brilliant as well. Proper, fantastic saves. Even after that, we have a free kick. Bruno Fernandes puts it in. Casemiro flicks it on. It's another save from the keeper. And we were growing into the game. Marcus Rashford, as well, in the first half, had another opportunity. And I think it just goes to show how confident he is at the moment, that it's not even an easy chance. The ball kind of gets stuck behind him. He has to sort of scoop it, and it's a great save from Ter Stegen, and it's really unlucky. Now, of course, there were points in the game, even in the first half, where we rode our luck a little bit. A couple of blocks from Wan-Bissaka, who, again, I thought did really, really well in the game. And it was such a big call from Erik ten Hag and such a statement of intent from the manager to Aaron Wan-Bissaka of his post-World Cup form. Since the World Cup, yes, Diogo Dalot's been injured a lot and spent a lot of time out. That's why Wan-Bissaka has played so many games. But at the same time, he's taken that opportunity and run with it. Dalot was available this evening. I know he's still coming back from that injury, but he was available. And a couple of months ago, he would have played, nailed down. When the draw was made, he'd have thought, right, come February 16, I'm playing at the Camp Nou. Wan-Bissaka ain't playing. And you saw why he played this evening, Wan-Bissaka, because again, in those one-on-one duels, he was good. And I know people will say, no, sloppiness and passing wasn't great. But again, I thought as the game went on, I thought he grew into it. And it's halftime and it's 0-0. And my overwhelming feelings at halftime was we should be 2-0 up easily here. And then second half started and we had more opportunities. Jadon Sancho, again, he must score. Brilliant play by Aaron Wan-Bissaka, crosses the ball in. Weghorst attempts a flick. Sancho just gets it all wrong and misses the target. But by that point, you're going, we could have easily been 3-0 up. And then Marcos Alonso scores the goal, which was a poor goal to concede. And you worry because Manchester United last season and even earlier this season, despite playing well, a goal for the opposition, then what tended to happen was with us was that the bottom would fall out and we would collapse. And just the opposite happened. It woke us up. If anything, it said to this Manchester United side, okay, yeah, let's be clinical now. Let's take our chances. Marcus Rashford, near enough immediately, 2 minutes later, equalises. It's a fantastic goal. It's Fred to Rashford, brilliant pass. And I think Fred, another one, who actually, as the game went on, earlier on in the game, you went, his first 10 minutes, he was sloppy and he was giving the ball away. And you said, is this going to be another Fred performance? But as the game went on, he kept his energy levels here. His quality on the ball did improve. He passes it to Rashford, and it's a great goal, smash and grab. Somehow manages to find a way past the goalkeeper. I think Ter Stegen would be really disappointed with that. How Rashford manages to score is beyond me. But this guy, he points to his head because it's all up here with him. And I know opposition fans might watch this and say, oh, you're just bigging up your players. You're so deluded, right? People use that a lot. Deluded. You're deluded. You're biased. You've got bias towards your own team. Name me a player in Europe right now that's in better form than Marcus Rashford. Since the World Cup, honestly, no one's been able to touch him. No one's been able to do the numbers that he's doing in consecutive games against big teams. Make no mistake, this is Barcelona at the Camp Nou, top of La Liga. And he ripped them apart. They were terrified of Marcus Rashford, particularly in that second half, but also in that first half. There's just this feeling about him at the moment that he's the best in Europe on form. I'm not saying he's the best player. There are better players in Europe than Marcus Rashford. In terms of on form, you'll struggle to find a player that's on better form right now than Marcus Rashford. And again, Barcelona were terrified of him. Absolutely terrified. And then, just a couple of minutes later, 7 minutes to be specific and exact, we're 2-1 up. Koundé own goal. Rashford again drives it into the box. We get a bit fortunate with the own goal, but we deserved it at that point. And I was thinking to myself when we went 2-1 up, I thought, you know what, we're dominating here. It's 2-1, but it could be 4 or 5. It should be 4 or 5. Now, there was a bit where Marcus Rashford, I think, clearly gets fouled. The referee misses it. It's not a penalty because it's outside the box, but if it's a foul and he's last man, which he was, it should be a red card. And Erik ten Hag was furious with the referee after that. I think Xavi was complaining to the referee that he felt that Barcelona should have had 2 penalties. I think the first one that he wants is the tackle on Alba by Wan-Bissaka. It's never a penalty in a million years. The handball one, it would be harsh, but you've seen them given. Heart in mouth, I'll admit to that. But I think Ten Hag had a lot more of a valid reason to complain about the referee tonight, because I thought he was particularly poor and particularly lenient towards Barcelona. I mean, he can't give him everything, Xavi. And, Fred was much better, and I felt we dominated the game. And then, again, we conceded a bit of a sloppy goal, really. It's a ball into the box by Rafinha, goes through, Lewandowski doesn't even get a touch on it, goes through the legs of Varane and goes in. And again, I think it speaks volumes that we come out of the game, we're disappointed that we drew against Barcelona at the Camp Nou. So I think that I'm confident and buoyed going into next week. So I'm thinking we're going to get players back. We're at home and we're up for it, and we'll be physical and we'll be fast. The only thing that you would just say if you were Erik ten Hag is take your chances, because most likely, this game felt a bit atypical in the sense of you're not going to get that many chances. It was a brilliant game of football. Absolutely brilliant game of football. But at the same time, take your chances, be clinical. But that's been United all season, certainly as well. And we did ride our luck towards the end. Casemiro hits the post from nearly scoring an own goal. De Gea with a couple of saves. But really impressed by Manchester United. Really proud of Manchester United. Look how far we've come. And we're not even anywhere near our peak, our apex just yet. So really, really excited about where this team's going. And bring on next week. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm out of here. Peace.